What does your cat actually do in the dark? In the hours right after you fall asleep, when you have no possible way of knowing. Every single night, you do something you never think twice about. You lie down, you close your eyes, and you switch yourself off completely. For hours, you are unaware, unguarded, utterly defenseless, your senses shut down, with no idea at all what is happening in your own home. And in that exact moment, something in your house wakes up. The small, silent predator you live with, the one that spent half the day asleep in a warm patch of sun, comes fully, quietly alive the instant the lights go out. It can see in the dark far better than you can. It can hear things happening in the walls and the rooms that you will never hear. And while you lie there, completely helpless, it is awake, moving through the black rooms of your home, doing things you have never once witnessed. And what it does, in those unwatched hours, reveals something about your cat that you may never have suspected. Let's start with the reason any of this happens, because it is built into what a cat actually is. Your cat is not really a daytime animal at all. Cats are wired to come alive in the low light of dusk, of dawn, and of the deep night, because that is exactly when the small creatures they were built to hunt come out to move. So while your body is designed to power down as it gets dark, your cat's body is designed to do the opposite, to switch on. Its eyes are built to gather the faintest trace of light and turn the dark into something it can navigate. Its ears rotate to catch the smallest scratch or rustle. Its whole nervous system sharpens, which means the soft, lazy creature draped across your lap all afternoon is, in a very real sense, not the true one. The true one only comes out at night, in the hours when you are gone from the world, asleep and unaware. You have quite possibly never met the animal your cat actually is. And the first thing that animal does, once you are safely under, is patrol. In the dark, many cats rise and begin to move through the house on a route of their own, checking it, working it, investigating every corner and every sound. Because to your cat, your home is not just where it lives. It is territory. It's territory, and a predator does not leave its territory unwatched. So while you sleep, it walks the edges of that territory, slipping through doorways, pausing to listen, tracking noises you slept straight through. This is where those famous bursts come from, the sudden midnight sprint down the hallway, the pounce on nothing, the clatter of something knocked from a shelf. It is not being random. It is doing the exact job its body was designed for. Thousands of years of instinct playing out in the dark of your quiet house. Hunting, guarding the ground, making the rounds while the rest of the world sleeps. And then, at some point in the night, many cats come and do something genuinely strange to think about. They sit down in the dark, and they watch you sleep. You have almost certainly caught it at least once, surfacing from sleep in the middle of the night to find your cat sitting near you, eyes open, fixed on you, completely still. And it raises an obvious question. Why on earth would it sit and watch a sleeping human? Part of the answer is simple. You are the warm, safe, familiar center of its entire world, and it wants to be near you. But there is a stranger layer underneath that. Because when you sleep, you become something your cat almost never gets to see. Completely still, completely silent, completely switched off. And a creature whose whole survival is built on noticing change, on monitoring every shift in its environment, cannot help but register the enormous fact that the most important figure in its world has gone quiet and gone vulnerable. So it watches, it sits in the dark, and it keeps its eyes on the still, defenseless shape of you. And here is the choice that should really land, because your cat makes it every single night. Of all the places it could go in those dark hours, the warm radiator, the high shelf, the hidden nook, the spot by the window, so many cats choose, again and again, to come back to you, to press against your side, to curl up on your chest, or tuck in against your head, or settle into the bend of your knees. There are ordinary reasons for it, of course. Your body is warm, You smell like safety. The slow, steady rhythm of your breathing is deeply reassuring to an animal on alert. But do not let the ordinary reasons hide what it actually means. A self-contained little predator, a creature that genuinely needs no one, that could sleep perfectly well entirely alone and hidden away, is instead choosing to spend its own most defenseless sleeping hours pressed directly against you. It is handing you its guard. It is trusting you with its sleep, in the same dark hours that it stays close to yours. And notice where it chooses to lie. So many cats aim for the exact same specific spots, night after night. Your chest, the crook of your neck, the top of your head, curled right up against your face. Part of that is pure physics. Warmth rises and pools around your head and your chest while you sleep, and those are simply the warmest places in the bed to be. But there is more to it than heat. Those are also the places where your scent is strongest and most concentrated, where the sound of your breathing is loudest, where it can feel the slow, steady thud of your heartbeat carried straight through its own body. A cat pressed to your chest in the dark is not only keeping warm, it is settling itself down directly on top of the two rhythms, your breath and your pulse, that tell it, more reliably than anything else in the world possibly could, that you are alive, and that you are calm, and that you are safe. In a way, it is using the sound of your own heartbeat as a nightlight. Now here is the quiet reversal buried in all of this, the thing that flips the whole relationship on its head. All day long, you think of yourself as your cat's protector. You are the one who feeds it, shelters it, keeps it safe, the big one, the one in charge. But at night, without either of you ever agreeing to it, the roles silently turn over. Because the moment you fall asleep, you become the helpless one. Your senses are gone. Your body cannot defend itself. You have no idea what is moving through the rooms around you. And the one who is wide awake, who can see in that darkness, who hears every single sound you cannot, who patrols the house and then returns to settle at your side, is the small predator you spent all day underestimating. Whatever is truly passing through its mind, the plain reality is this. Through the most defenseless hours of your entire life, night after night after night, there is a creature awake right beside you, tuned to everything you cannot hear. Now, in the name of honesty, we should not run too far with that. It would be lovely to imagine your cat standing sentry out of pure devotion, poised to defend you from anything that might come through the door, but that is almost certainly not what is happening. It is awake because it is a creature of the night. It watches you because it monitors absolutely everything. It comes to you in part because you are warm. To read a heroic bodyguard into all of it goes further than anything we can actually prove. But here's what needs no exaggeration at all, and is honestly more moving than any bodyguard fantasy could be. Of all the warm and safe and hidden places its deep nocturnal instincts could carry it, through every dark hour of every night, it keeps on choosing the one place right beside you. It does not have to. Nothing in the world is making it. It simply, quietly does. And there is one more thing here worth sitting with quietly, because it runs in both directions. You are not the only vulnerable creature in that bed. When a cat truly falls asleep, deeply, curled and still and heavy against you, it is doing something that a wild predator almost never dares to do out in the open. It is lowering its guard completely, right in front of you, trusting with its whole body that you will not harm it while it lies there unable to defend itself. So picture what is really unfolding in that dark, quiet room. Two creatures who, by every ancient rule of nature, should never have learned to trust each other at all. A human and a small silent hunter, lying pressed warmly together, each one of them utterly defenseless, and each one somehow completely certain that the other is safe. It is a tiny, nightly miracle that we have simply grown far too used to notice anymore. A quiet truce between two unlikely species, renewed without a single word, every single night. So, what does your cat do the very moment you fall asleep? It wakes up. It becomes, at last, the creature it truly is, underneath the naps and the sunbeams, the hunter, the watcher, the one built for the dark. It patrols the black and silent rooms of the home the two of you share. And then, over and over, all through the night, it comes back to you. It sits in the dark and keeps its eyes on the most defenseless version of you that exists. And then it settles down, pressed warm against your sleeping body, and keeps its own quiet watch until morning. You spend your days completely certain that you are the one looking after your cat. But every single night, in the hours you will never once see, something small and silent and wide awake is keeping watch right beside you. Not because it is forced to, not because it needs to, but because, out of everywhere in the entire world that it could possibly be, it chose you. So the next time you wake in the middle of the night and find those eyes shining at you in the dark, still and quiet and fixed on your face, try not to feel the chill of it. Try to understand what you are actually looking at instead. It is the one who stayed awake while you could not. The one who watched over you while you were powerless to watch over yourself. The small, silent guardian of your most defenseless hours, choosing one more night, and then another, simply to be near you in the dark. You fall asleep every night believing you are alone in it. You are not. You never once were.